Tell us, from your description, what Masters of the Air is about.
I mean, it really is about the 100th Bomb Group who flew over Germany, Nazi Germany at that time, and yeah, we played two of the pilots that a lot of the young guys looked up to.
Mm-hmm.
Since Band of the Brothers in the Pacific came out with Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg attached to both projects, there were reports of a third World War II-based miniseries back in 2013. This new miniseries comes from Donald L. Miller's book, Masters of the Air, America's Bomber Boys Who Fought the Air War Against Nazi Germany. Masters of the Air, a new miniseries more than a decade in the making, dramatizes the exploits of the 100th Airmen, following them from deployment in 1943 to imprisonment at a German prisoner of war camp to the end of the war in Europe in 1945. The cinematography involved with the series was honestly incredible, kind of reminding me of when the crew had to figure out how to get the shots of Tom Cruise in the planes for Top Gun Maverick. For the shots in the planes that Austin Butler's character, Major Gale, had to control when trying to land during the first episode, you could actually see the pedals on the plane, which I didn't even know were in a plane. The shaking of the plane from the inside and outside made it feel like you were on the plane with them.
That's the mission.
What?
You might be the last pretty face I ever see.
The voiceover describes the characters and who they are, helpful to the audience, and gives more insight into what's going on. And it was amazing to hear what the cast had to do to prepare for a role in film like this. The cast went through many boot camp history classes and sessions in the flight simulator to prepare for their roles as World War II fighter pilots, but the thing that required the most endurance, their cockpit contest. Turner says the game turned highly competitive between him and co-stars Austin Butler, Nate Mann, and David Shields as they raced to see who could put themselves up into the replica B-17s the fastest. Butler plays Major Gale Buck Clevin, a real American pilot who flew flying fortresses during the Second World War. Buck quickly rose through the ranks, becoming a lieutenant, then captain, and finally major. He saw action over Bremen and took part in several raids over Germany, flying from Britain. The composer behind it all, Blake Neely, composed an original score previously working on The Pacific. From an up-close shot of the planes being shot up and motors being destroyed, it was interesting to see that up close and personal that you usually don't see in a lot of war films, in the sense of sentimental. It tells the story of these men and what they sacrificed and the obstacles they went through in terms of being in 50 below zero at times and zero visibility, flying at altitudes up to 35,000 feet and temperatures nearing minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Bomber crews were exposed to enemy flak, mechanical failure, poor weather conditions, and sheer terror. Frostbite and oxygen loss were constant threats. In the real history of this event, the 100th's high casualty rate mirrored that of its parent division, the 8th Air Force, which suffered more than 26,000 fatalities than the entire Marine Corps over the course of World War II. The 8th's job was to take the war to the Germans in a way that had never been seen before in history. To flesh out the series' characters, John Orloff and his colleagues conducted original research, collaborating with Miller, the 100th Bomb Group Foundation, the 100th Bomb Group Memorial Museum, the American Air Museum, and veterans' families. Not only do we get to see these men sacrifice themselves, but we get to see them while they are together and bonding and building their friendship and the hardships of being in this situation. The character growth is strong with each character, as there is a very long list of them, but we see each character as an individual. Much like the similar Band of Brothers celebrated the bonds forged in the trenches, Masters of the Air emphasizes the close ties among the 100th's men who must work as a team to survive the terrors of aerial combat. What the show does very well is create the bond between these men and create a connection to the audience. In that sense, when tragedy strikes, you feel more tension when something happens with these characters. No spoilers here, but obviously since the overall story is based on the events of these men's lives within a 2-year span. Throughout the series, we get to see inside the cockpit with orders being given left and right and the complications. The series did extremely well with capturing the emotion in almost every scene, even slowing down the most dramatic scenes in the middle of a battle. Even attempting to complete missions with the plane all not in one piece was very interesting to see. Portraying courage and belief, all of these actors did well with illustrating what these real-life people went through during these 2 years of their lives, from all perspectives. This series debuts on Apple TV Plus, starting January 26th, with a new episode premiering every Friday after that. But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What did you think about this, and is this something you would be interested in watching? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
You are in charge of 35 planes and 350 air crewmen.
Don't you die on me before I get over there.
Something big is brewing.